Light heavyweight champion Sergey Kovalev will defend his title against former super middleweight titleist Andre Ward in a battle of undefeated fighters. Here's a look at how they match up. Kovalev has the edge when it comes to knockouts, 26-15, but outside of that, they appear to be pretty evenly matched. No better person to ask than Max Kellerman. Max, if Ward wins, will he take over boxing from Floyd Mayweather?
In a competitive sense, yes. I mean, this is a great matchup. It's evenly matched. It's the best matchup you can make in boxing, period. This is the best one. Kovalev is a monster. No one wants to fight this guy. He's knocking everyone out, and Andre Ward is rising in weight to fight him. Andre Ward hasn't lost a fight, amateur or pro, since he was 12 or 13 years old. He won an Olympic gold medal, and that's significant because it's tournament style in the amateurs. You can't pick and choose your opponents, as many do in the pros. You got to face whoever's left standing in the winner's circle. He beat all of them without a loss from the time he was a preteen. Then he turns pro, and it just so happens there's a Super 6 tournament in the middleweight division where, once again, you can't pick and choose. You got to fight whoever's in the winner's circle, and he wins that without a loss. And now, looking for the biggest, baddest dude he can find, he gets Kovalev. Again, a guy no one wants to fight. He's knocking everyone out. So if Ward beats Kovalev, I think he's cemented his status as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, which was Floyd Mayweather's until not long ago. The question, though, is can he translate that to business? Because Floyd, people forget now, earlier in his career, Stephen, everyone knew he was this great fighter, but he was considered boring, not box office, etc. And later on in his 30s, he proved everyone wrong and became the richest fighter ever. Andre Ward does not have the kind of flamboyant personality Floyd has, and he's also been accused at times of being boring or ruthlessly efficient and effective. So he can take over from Floyd in terms of the pound-for-pound hierarchy. The question is, can he ever generate the business? Maybe not even that Floyd generated, but more business than the other fighters. And the jury's out on that. Those who think it can't happen, I would slow down. Again, consider Floyd was once upon a time considered not big box office. So Andre Ward, even at 32, should he win this fight, could still potentially go on to be involved in big money fights.
My concern about Andre Ward, first of all, I'm scared to death for him. Let me just put it right out there. I'm picking Ward to win this fight by decision. I don't need to hear your prediction, Max, because you're calling a damn fight, okay? I don't want somebody to be ready to punch my partner in the face because he picked against him. Nobody needs to know who you're picking. I'm telling you who I'm picking. I'm picking Ward to win this by decision because I believe in him. I believe in his boxing skills. I believe in his ring savvy. He's got heart. And not only that, I got love for the brother. I don't want to see him get knocked out. And I'm scared to death that Sergey Kovalev is going to knock somebody out like Ward. That, to me, is the only way Kovalev can win this fight. I do not believe he can outbox Andre Ward. I don't believe that will happen. But I do believe anybody can get punched. Okay, anybody can get caught, and your body can quiver, and it could be lights out. I do not wish that on my man Andre Ward. I got love for him. I'm hoping he will win this fight, but I believe from a skilled boxing perspective, he was always number 2 behind Floyd before he became inactive due to the legal battles with his promoters. Having said that, to answer your question directly, here's where it comes down to. The reason why I don't believe that he can take over boxing is because there's no one out there. Adonis Stevenson, I don't know where the hell he's been hiding. He should have been the one fighting Kovalev. It seems like that's not something he wanted to do. I don't know that for sure, but these are what the folks in boxing are saying. You can answer that in a second, Max. Ward is in there. To me, the only way Ward can take over boxing is to have big fights. And I don't see a mega big fight out there at the light heavyweight division.
Yep.
I
Two
think
things. You're right. Not in light heavyweight.
Or Canelo having to move up.
This has always been Ward's problem. He gets criticized ridiculously for nonsense. So he has a boring style because it's one-sided, because he's always beating everybody by a lot. Or else, oh, there are no interesting opponents. Because instead of ducking opponents for years and years, he goes to the biggest, baddest dude and beats them. And then, no good deed goes unpunished. Well, who's left? You're right, at light heavyweight, there may not be huge money fights. But a fight with Triple G eventually at whatever weight will be an enormous fight. And I'll tell you something else that Andre Ward has said to me, Stephen A. Heavyweight wouldn't be out of the picture for him if out of the question for him if it was the right size fighter against the right guy, if the circumstances were right. Ward is going to have to be creative. But as you say,
I don't want him in the heavyweight.
Kovalev is a whole lotta. You can't look past Kovalev because this is a 50-50 kind of fight. It's that good a matchup, folks. This is the best one that can be made at boxing at the moment.
Kovalev can put anybody to sleep in the light heavyweight division or lower. He's somebody that could potentially move up to heavyweight one day if he's successful in a fight of this magnitude because he has the power. Whereas with Andre Ward, I question his power at the light heavyweight division despite the knockout of Chad Dawson. Having said that, if he moved down and Triple G and Canelo, those kind of dudes, moved up between 165 168.
Yep.
That's how he could take over boxing.
Real
not
quick.
staying in the light heavyweight division.
Real quick, you know what Floyd Mayweather said about this fight publicly? He thinks that, hey, you shouldn't have gone up to fight Kovalev. That's people trying to get you bumped off. Why move up to fight Kovalev? You should have stayed put and fought Triple G. And Ward said, he admitted,
Triple G didn't want
maybe Floyd's right. We're going to have to wait and see what happens in this fight. It's that tough a fight.
I'll be paying the $69.99 for that, and of course to see Max Kellerman. Can't wait for that one. And speaking of box office, Rob Gronkowski, he took a huge hit from Earl Thomas in a loss last week, and it'll probably keep him out at least one game. Should Pats fans be worried? Quick hits next.
I think it's absolutely preposterous for someone like Conor McGregor to think they can hop in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather and get a W. I've seen tough guys at your local Dave and Buster's that'll put a whooping on Conor McGregor.
Even you know in a boxing fight, you're not even going to last 5 rounds. You'll be sucking for it. Everybody's going to want to see Floyd lose. There's going to be a lot of disappointed people walking around here.
Now, Mayweather can play the media and say, I'm an elephant, I don't see the ants. But he definitely hears them, and he knows the sound of money, ching ching.
Good luck. You can't hit what you can't see. Mayweather's too fast. You want them to fight? Give them a price they can't refuse. $1 billion purse.
It's all about the ladies for me, gentlemen.
I kind of liked it. She had a little sassiness.
She had a little flair.
Sassiness to her
liked
game.
it.
I kind of liked her.
She brought
the other
it.
fellas they were all right, but she was good.
All right, let's get into it. Quick hits, gentlemen. We start with New England. Fans have a little cause for concern this week as star tight end Rob Gronkowski missed his 3rd straight practice today. What impact will Gronk's injury have on the Pats? Max.
Huge. If I was a Pats fan, I'd be going crazy right now. When Gronk is Gronk, they're the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. When he's compromised, suddenly they're beatable. Even like in the Super Bowl with the jump ball that Tom Brady threw, and he couldn't get it against the Giants. Without Gronk, they're just a nice playoff team. With him, they're the odds-on favorite. I'd be petrified anytime I heard injury reports on Gronkowski.
That's fair in the grand scheme of things, but not this week because they're going up against Chip Kelly's 49ers. End of discussion.
We got the music back, Stephen A. Earlier this week, Odell Beckham Jr. said the Giants, yes, work it, have the Super Bowl defense. But yesterday, his teammate Jason Pierre-Paul wants him to dial back the championship talk as they don't need a new hype. Does JPP have a point?
Yes, he does. Because they're the Giants and they've missed the playoffs 6 of the last 7 years. I mean, they got to get it together. And just because you're having a good run right now, let's put things in perspective. You need to continue to produce. Let's make the playoffs. Crawl before you walk, Odell Beckham Jr. Crawl before you walk.
Super Bowl, Odell, one game at a time. That'll take care of itself. JPP's absolutely right.
It's all about the Friday jams right now. Big matchup in the AFC South on Sunday between the Titans and the Colts. Which quarterback would you rather have, Max Kellerman, Mariota, or Luck?
Mariota's a fantastic quarterback. I'd rather have Andrew Luck than anyone. The answer is Luck.
I would go with Marcus Mariota for this particular game because I don't like the way the Colts have been taking care of Andrew Luck. We're not just thinking about Andrew Luck's talent. We're thinking about his situation. Mariota appears to be in a better situation, at least for the moment.
Stephen A., the #1 overall pick in this year's draft, Jared Goff, will make his NFL debut this week against the Dolphins. What do you expect?
Nothing. He plays for Jeff Fisher, going up against the Miami Dolphins, who won 4 in a row. Anything is going to succeed Case Keenum, who isn't that great, and we all know it. They're the worst offense in football, but that's not Jared Goff's fault. I think he's a sacrificial lamb this week. I hope otherwise, but I suspect he is.
I mean, listen, they have no offense. So Goff doesn't have to be great, and I'm not expecting anything from him either, or else he would have started already. But if he's this much better than Case Keenum with some of these low-scoring games these guys have been involved in, he'll look really good because they'd have a chance to win some of these games. Not expecting it, but he doesn't have to do much to look good next to Keenum.
Gentlemen, I know you're tough critics. We talked about golf making his debut. We had a little trial run today on ESPN. How'd we do? What do you think?
Me personally, Molly, I mean, I think we did absolutely wonderful. You led the way. You know, you led the way. Max, black suit, nice shirt, questioning the tie, but that's me.
From where I'm sitting, it went great. I win all the arguments, so, you know, it feels good to me. You have to ask Stephen A. what it feels like, though.
All right, guys, thank you. It was fun. Max, we'll be watching you on Saturday night. Stephen A., have a great weekend as well, and we will see you all on Monday.